It's your human right. From Bessemer, Alabama, to Harlem, New York. Union rights are our human rights. Stand and fight for your union rights. From Bessemer, Alabama, to Harlem, New York. Stand and fight for union rights. Workers unite for your human rights. Again, brothers and sisters, we're out here in front of a wholly owned subsidiary of Amazon, which continues to exploit their workers each and every day. They do it in the sunshine. They do it in the rain. They exploit their workers. They deny them opportunities to even use the bathroom. They're under the clock. And if they are over an allotment of time, they are summarily dismissed. What type of condition is that? That's inhumane. They're also saying that if they do not answer their phone and come in on their day off, they may be summarily dismissed. What type of working conditions is this? That's exploitation. Exploitation of the masses of people that make Jeff Bezos and his executive board billions of dollars each and every day. And as we say, it is the workers who make the source of their wealth. And it is our task to stand and fight for our union rights. So we say, workers unite.
Workers unite.
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight
for your union rights.
For your union rights.
From Bessemer, Alabama, to Harlem, New York.
New York.
Workers unite.
Workers unite.
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight
for your union rights. From Harlem, New York. To Bessemer, Alabama. Workers unite.
Workers unite.
Stand and fight for your union rights. From Harlem, New York. To Bessemer, Alabama. Workers unite for your union rights. Stand and fight. It's your human right. Workers unite for your union rights. All power to the people.
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 We're the ones who make this possible. And if we extract what is ours, we will win. Ours is the task to say that no more will our everything, our labor be exploited by the Bezoses of the world, by the estate lauders of the world, which have just told their workers that they need to take pay cuts unilaterally, more exploitation. Everywhere where capital is, they try to extract more and more concessions from the workers. So we say stand and fight.
Stand and fight
for your union rights. Stand and fight
Stand and fight
for your union rights.
for your union rights.
Workers unite.
Workers unite.
From Harlem to Bessemer, Alabama. From East New York
New York.
to Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Amazon workers,
Amazon workers.
stand and fight
Stand and fight
for your union rights.
for your union rights.
Workers unite.
Workers unite.
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight
It's your human rights.
for your human rights.
Down with Amazon.
Amazon.
Down with Whole Foods.
Down with Whole Foods.
Stand with the workers.
Stand with the workers.
Stand with the people.
Stand with the people.
Stand with the workers.
Stand with the workers.
Stand with the people.
Stand with the people.
It's our human right
Our human rights.
for union rights.
Union rights.
From Bessemer, Alabama. Harlem, New York. Workers unite.
Workers unite.
Stand
Stand and fight
for your union rights.
for your union rights.
Stand
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well.
for your union
We're
rights.
here in Harlem,
Workers unite.
125th Street, Whole Foods.
Stand and fight for your union rights. From Bessemer, Alabama. Harlem, New York.
pretty good crowd out here for solidarity rally action with Amazon workers in Alabama who are voting to unionize the warehouse.
Human rights. From Bessemer, Alabama to Harlem, New York. Workers unite. Stand and fight for your union rights. Harlem, New York. Stand up.
There's a group here behind them circling around.
Workers unite. For union rights. From Harlem, New York.
I'll wait till a few more people join in,
Bessemer, Alabama.
and then I will start talking to
Stand
people.
and fight for union rights. Stand and fight for union rights. From Bessemer, Alabama.
It is raining here a bit.
To Harlem, New York. Workers unite. For union rights. It's our human right. To stand and fight. For our human rights. Stand and fight. For union rights. Stand and fight. For union rights. From Bessemer, Alabama. To Harlem, New York. Workers unite. For your union rights. Stand and fight.
Please hit the like button, share the stream.
Workers unite.
I want to try and get more people in here.
To Harlem, New York. Amazon workers. Stand and fight. It's your union right. Stand and fight. For your union right. Bessemer, Alabama. Harlem, New York. Workers unite. For your union right. Stand and fight. For union right. From Bessemer, Alabama. To Harlem, New York. Stand and fight. For human rights. Brothers and sisters, again, we're out here in front of a wholly owned subsidiary of Amazon, which across the country denies the humane working conditions which our brothers and sisters in Bessemer, Alabama are unionizing right now as we speak. Their efforts have galvanized protests across the country where workers say, no more. We have to draw a line in the sand where they say, no more. You will not extract more and more wealth from us to make yourselves richer while our wages are stagnant, when we don't have health care. We don't have everything we need to be a productive people. So we say we've got to organize ourselves. That's why the workers in Alabama are efforting to unionize. And we say straight ahead to them, you inspire us, and we're going to continue to fight here in Harlem, New York. So again, from Bessemer, Alabama, from Harlem, New York, workers unite. Stand and fight. For your union right. From Bessemer, Alabama. To Harlem, New York. Workers unite. For your union right. Stand and fight.
Excuse me. You mind if I ask you a couple questions? Sir? No?
From Bessemer, Alabama. To Harlem, New York. Workers unite. Stand and fight. For your union right.
Alright, so they don't want me to talk to anybody right now, interrupt the line.
It's your human right.
So I'll just wait till they're done marching around,
For union right.
see if I can grab somebody.
To Harlem, New York. Workers unite. Stand and fight. For your union right. It's our human right. Stand and fight. For our union right. Brothers and sisters, again, this is what why we're out here. We stand in solidarity with all workers, all oppressed people who are rising up and saying no more. We cannot give any more to these corporate bloodsuckers. Each and every day they try to extract more.
Excuse me,
more
sir.
wealth from
Mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Can you tell me what's the importance of the workers unionizing?
Well, in some ways, this is the most important election taking place in the whole United States right now. I think it's in some ways more important than local, congressional, because if these workers win, that will set a precedent to organize all the unorganized workers in the United States. And when we look at the horrible health care, the horrible reduction in our living standards, a major part of it is the government, Democrats and Republicans, doing nothing to advance the rights of working people. Unionization in the United States has gone from 35% to less than 10%. And that's one of the reasons why the working class is under such attack. If a victory in Bessemer by these workers will spread, it'll be a spark that can start a fire of organizing everywhere and set an example.
Absolutely, absolutely. Are you part of our organization?
Well, I'm a retired Amtrak locomotive engineer. My name is Ike Naham. I'm a Teamsters Union member, Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and trainmen, and a longtime trade unionist. I have a pension. I'm retired because I was in a union. I have a decent pension. I had medical benefits until I got on Medicare. But most workers in the United States, if you say something like pension, you might as well be talking about dinosaurs. Nobody has that. And we have to get those again. We have to get the 8-hour day. We got to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. And that's what's at stake in Bessemer. So every worker, the overwhelming majority of workers, according to surveys, are in favor of having a union. But we have all these reactionary laws and laws that are on the books that are technically favorable, but these unions, they hire lawyers, the government doesn't make it as hard as possible to get a union. We got to stop that. And the only way to stop it is not rely on Biden. Biden says he's a union man, but he hasn't said word one about supporting these workers. We got to force them to give in to the unionization.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the recent union busting tactics?
Well, you know, Jeff Bezos, who doesn't exactly lack resources, is launching a huge campaign. Just like all these companies do, they can tie up every organizing effort in lawsuits and courts, propaganda. They can blackmail workers. They can say, if you vote for a union, we'll shut down, you know, the plant. They threaten people in that way. So
they're also bribing people a certain amount to quit or resign.
Oh, well, there's no question about that. They use everything. But you know, it's Amazon workers, these huge warehouses, inadvertently, they've concentrated, just like the auto companies built these huge plants like GM. Amazon, Walmart, some of these places are the equivalent of those giant factories of the 1930s. They've concentrated thousands and thousands of workers, and because of the way that they invest so much in technology, they have so much fixed capital, you know, and it's hard for them to just pick up and move a big place like that. So this is a contradiction, and we should use it to force them, just like GM was forced, to unionize. That's why, again, this is the most important election taking place in the United States today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ike. Appreciate it, man.
You got it, buddy.
Human rights! Amazon workers! We got your back! human right. The union is a human right. The union is a human right. Amazon workers, stand and fight. Amazon workers, we got your back. Amazon workers, stand and fight.
Let's get more likes, more shares on the stream.
We got your back. Amazon workers, stand and fight. Amazon workers, stand and fight. Amazon workers, we got your back. Amazon workers, stand and fight. Amazon workers, we got your back. Amazon workers, stand and fight. The union is a human right. The union is a human right. The union is a human right. From Bessemer, Alabama to Harlem, New York, Amazon workers stand and fight. From Bessemer, Alabama to Harlem, New York, Amazon workers stand and fight. From Bessemer, Alabama to Harlem, New York, Amazon workers stand and fight. From Bessemer, Alabama to Harlem, New York, Amazon workers stand and fight. From Bessemer, Alabama to Harlem, New York, Amazon workers, we got your back. The union is a human right. The union is a human right. The union is a human right. Thank you, Brother Malik, for keeping up the energy. As we said right now, we're going to bring up Charles Jenkins, head of the Coalition for Black Trade Unionists. Charles Jenkins.
Oops, sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's solidarity. Let me contextualize a couple of things, brothers and sisters. First, let me just thank everybody coming out here. My name is Charles Jenkins. I'm the president of the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, representing 1.2 million workers around this country. I'm also a member of the Transport Workers Union, Local 100, for 33 years. And let me thank my brothers and sisters from labor that's out here. We got the Teamsters out here. Give it up to the Teamsters. We got Metro North out here. We got SEIU 371 out here. We got DC 37 out here. We got 1199 out here. Brothers and sisters, why?
Yes, okay.
Because this is not just an Amazon worker issue. This is a workers issue. United! And so that's why, hundreds of miles away, we are here defending almost 6,000 workers in Bethlehem, Alabama. Because their fight is our fight. And on the last day of Black History Month, brothers and sisters, we bring solidarity to the village of Harlem. 60 years ago, Alan Clayton Powell Jr. staged a boycott in Harlem.
Yes.
That was 15 years before the heroic boycott by Rosa Parks. But Alan Clayton Powell in 1941 joined to support transit workers because we were relegated to cleaning the damn bus. And we said it's not good enough just to have a job. We wanted to have the front job, the frontline job. So we went, not because we couldn't ride the buses, but we wanted wanted to drive the bus. So we moved from cleaning the buses to driving the buses. That was just 60 years ago. So when you board a bus, when you board a train, and you see a black female, a black male, it wasn't long ago that we were relegated to just cleaning. And so the struggle has always been, don't just give us any jobs. We want high-paid jobs.
Yep.
We want unionized jobs.
Yep.
Because we know that unionized jobs is the gateway to middle class.
Yes.
And we also know that the unionized workforce is a safer workforce. Huh?
Yes.
That a unionized work, that's right.
Yes. Yes.
Don't just have us come to your job and work us like we're inhuman. And that's why those workers are fighting to organize. Yes, they do have a job, but brothers and sisters, their working conditions. Huh? It's their working conditions that you wouldn't be able to stand for if you knew what went on inside. Working 10 hours a day on their feet, that they want them to continuously produce. When you see all these Amazon trucks ride around these neighborhoods, they come down my block 3 or 4 times. They jump out of the truck, they run to deliver the package, they run back in the truck, and they go, who wants to work like that? We deserve respect as workers when these goddamn billionaires are making more and more money. So we support those workers at Amazon.
Amen. Amen.
Only 600 miles away. But they hear our message to them. And it's going to keep them strong. Their victory is in sight. And that's why the bosses are trying every anti-organizing trick that they can.
Yep.
They got signs in the bathroom.
Yes, they do.
And so, this rally means so much to those workers. Because if they unionize, guess what? They bring it to the norm, and we make sure every worker inside this Whole Foods has a right to unionize. So this is our fight. It's a workers' fight. It's a workers' struggle. And we continue to make history. And each one of us that understand that they want to now finally realize that we're essential. But let me tell you something. As a worker for the better part of my life, I always understood that I was an essential worker. Because without me, without our head, without our labor, this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's workers' power. It has always been workers' power. And so we're glad that so many of us that are here. We have Teamsters, we have Persevera. It's been on the ground for many, many, many years. And so many others. Because we understand this is what solidarity looks like. Huh? That it doesn't have to be us. But we are connected. Because at the end of the day, this is not about white. This is not about black. This is about one class. This is about one class. And that's called the working class. And we all fall into that. If you're not no CEO, that all one is in big corporation. I don't care if you're unemployed. You're still in my class. And that's why I fight for you. Even if you don't have a job. Because our fight is to get you a job. Because you're in our class. So we identify with you. So brothers and sisters, I want to leave you on this last day of Black history, as those workers in the South continue to make history. In 29 days, their organizing drive will go to a vote.
Yeah.
And when the votes are counted, I believe, from the support they've been getting around the country, that they're going to be unionized, and that's going to light a fire across this country. Because we know, yes. And when your kids and your grandkids stand on the front line, say, we were there, we were there in the village of Harlem, I'm here with the Workers' Assembly Against Racism, and we're so honored to be one of the 3 organizations sponsored today's rally here in Harlem, the mecca of the black community in the Western Hemisphere. We want to thank December 12th. This was their idea. They called us and said, we got to go to Harlem. I said, when? And they said, now. And we can't wait. Me and Charles Jenkins, president of New York Coalition of Black Trade Unions, he said, when? We got to go on Sunday. It's the last day of Black History Month. And as my good comrade Omar Wally Clay said, we're going to make history on the last day of Black History Month. I thank the Coalition of Black Trade Unions New York City for getting the unions to come out. It's so wonderful to see organized labor here. We got to see that more. Organized labor, uniting with the community, new friends, new allies, doing new stuff, getting in the faces of the bosses. This is what we need in this country. As the other speakers will say, better than I. Something has started, friends. Something has started in Alabama. A lot of good history. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't have the time. There should be a class on it because there's a lot of labor history in that part of Alabama going back to the 20s and the 30s. But something has started. They have started a spark. It not only means that we may be able to organize Amazon, which is the biggest behemoth, global capitalist, ugly monster, rich corporation, which has 1 million workers right here in the U.S. if you count Whole Foods, which is owned by Jeff Bezos. They got 1 million workers. But it could light a spark, you understand, where other workers will start organizing, whether they are Uber drivers, whether they are gig workers, whether they are porters, elevator operators, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Pizza Hut, whether they are merchants, street merchants, whether they are unemployed people. And so, we're on the cusp, maybe, it's up to us, of an organizing revolution, a worker organizing revolution. And I know this, I know that Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, December 12th, Workers' Assembly Against Racism, we're down for that. Are you down for that? Yeah. Let me just wrap up by saying there's going to be another event. You know, we're part of a groundswell of solidarity all around the country for these workers in Bessemer, Alabama. It's a suburb of Birmingham. And one of our targets is this union-busting, global, super-rich law firm, Morgan and Lewis. They got offices all over the place, all over the world. Yes. Amazon has paid them $25 million to bust the union in Alabama. I don't have time to tell you all the things that they're doing to scare these workers, to confuse them, to somehow beat them. $25 million. This law firm has an office on 40th Street and Park Avenue, 101. They got 6 offices in this big building. They practically own the thing. On Thursday, March 4th, this week, 1 o'clock, some of us are going to be out there, 1 o'clock, Thursday, March 4th, in front of that union-busting law firm, Morgan and Lewis, to tell them, if you think that you can participate in busting this union and you will fail, and just slip away and pretend to be nice people. No, we're going to call you out. We're going to expose you. We're going to stand there and say, in this building is a bunch of low-down, dirty, greedy, rich union busters. So I ask you to join that. I think somebody's distributing a flyer about that. Anyway, I'm just so happy to be here. So wonderful that all of you could come out on such short notice. We got 1 month left. The election ends in Bessemer, Alabama, Amazon, March 29th. Tomorrow, this is the last day of Black History Month. Tomorrow is the first day of March. So comrades, friends, we got a month with all the people around the country and around the world who are in this struggle to rock and roll here in Harlem, in East New York, in Long Island City, wherever we need to go, because New York is with those workers. Power to the workers! Power to the workers! Power to the workers! Power to the workers!
Hey guys, so it looks like
representing labor, organized labor. Good afternoon. I'm with Teamsters Local 808. I want to just recognize some people that are here, besides those that have been recognized like CBTU and TWU, D12, thank you very much for putting this thing together. Larry Holmes, and they're a part of so much, it's crazy, I don't know what to call them, but they're everywhere. That organization is always fighting for the rights of workers, building, scratching. They're a part of Million Worker March, for those of you who are not familiar. But I also want to recognize these guys, when you get on Metro North, they drive the trains, they're the conductors, the Association of Commuter Rail Employees. They came out today to be a part of this. And that's important because that means that we are broadening that net, okay, building the power base of the working class. Where's Teamsters Local 804? They're right here in the house. Teamsters Local 808, they're around here someplace, one or two of them are flying around here. This is a struggle for the future. I already got my Social Security coming to me, and they better give it to me, or they'll wish Bin Laden had been resurrected. But this is for the children, for the youth. What do their lives look like? Are they going to have a pension? Are they going to make living wages? $15 an hour? Okay, cool. In Bessemer, Alabama, $15 an hour still leaves you poor. We need $30 and $40 and $50 an hour. That's what we need. If one man can be worth $160 billion, did you hear that? Billion. He could give them a pension. He could give them lifetime medical coverage. He could give them $30, $40 an hour and still be a multi-billionaire. We have to go and get that money from him, from Amazon. We have got to go and snatch that money from him. And if you're waiting on Joe Biden, forget about it. It is this, what we're doing here. We want it in the street. Everything that the working class enjoys, it enjoyed it because it went in the street and took it. Nobody gave us anything. We are building that movement. We are back in Harlem. I guess this is the 21st century renaissance. Because there was a renaissance in Harlem back in the 1920s and 30s and so forth. So we're building a new renaissance for the youth. Good education, a revival, that's right. We need our kids to have the type of education that's going to get them to the jobs that they need to have. We need to rein in voter suppression. We need to rein in police brutality. We need to rein in this thing that they do of locking our kids up so they can't get no good jobs later on in life. With some Mickey Mouse stuff that all other kids had done and got away with. Sisters and brothers, I just talked to my brother Saladin Muhammad from the Southern Workers Assembly, and we're hoping to put together a caravan and go to Bessemer, Alabama before the election
Because those workers need to know that what they do is going to impact the entire nation. I would dare to say it is going to impact the world. For those of you that are happy with Pamela and Joe, I don't want you to not be happy, but we need to put fire under them. We need to make them come out, right? Because he said the black vote got him into office. Then you need to come out. Since it wasn't Bezos that got you into office, then you need to come out and stand up and give support to the workers, invest them up outright. If you can get over, what's that sheep guy, killing people, if you can get past that, we need you to get with this. Power to the people, and to the people belong the power. Thank you very much.
Workers unite! Stand and fight! For your union rights! Next we're going to have Joan from the Workers' Assembly Against Racism to say a few words.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Say hi. What a joy it is to be out here today. I can tell all of you are smiling despite the masks we have on. And I'm just filled with so much hope and joy right now. It's the last month, or it's the last day of the month. What month is it, y'all?
February.
What month is January? Or February? What month is it? Black History Month. That's right. That's right. Black History Month. And we're making history right now. So what are the workers in Alabama doing? They are making history right now. Right now. They're taking on the world's biggest corporate monster. And Jeff Bezos, who himself is a monster, he's not human. And this should come as no surprise to anybody. But I think it bears repeating. And that's the fact that black women, their labor, their leadership, their courage, that's the force that's driving this critical struggle forward in Alabama right now. Did everybody know that? They are at the helm of the organizing down in Alabama. And I think we should be remembering that. Black History Month every month, but we're entering March, which is Women's History Month. And black women are the ones who are constantly forgotten, overlooked, underestimated. And they are the ones leading this effort. So we have to take their lead. If they, the most oppressed workers, the most oppressed, can find a way to organize down in the most anti-union, red atmosphere in the country, then we have no excuse to not follow their lead. We have no excuse not to do the same. Thank you, everybody. Happy Black History Month, every month.
Workers unite!
Workers unite!
Stand and fight! For union rights! And we're going to have another solidarity statement, first from Brother Roger Wareham, in regard to our brothers and sisters on the island of Cuba. Roger Wareham! Workers unite! Workers unite! Stand and fight! About 45 minutes ago, I was on the other side of the park. At the end of every month, there's a car caravan and a rally in support of defeating the United States embargo to blockade on Cuba. This time, the folks from that rally decided they were going to cut the rally short so they could come here and join the fight in support of the workers in Bessemer, Alabama. They said there's no difference between the struggle to support Cuba and its right to self-determination, of its struggle to provide better and better conditions for its people and to maintain its revolution, and for us to come up here and fight for the struggle for workers in Bessemer, Alabama, and the fight for unionization against Amazon. I'm just asking some of the folks, some of them left already, but the folks who came up from the Cuba Sea rally, raise your hands. The caravan, raise your hands. Almost everybody who was down there came up there. It's the same rally. Workers unite. Stand and fight for our human rights. Labor. Unionization is a human right. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Roger. Larry Holmes has just another announcement to make. Do y'all know about the Laundry Workers Center? These are some brave people who are organizing migrant workers in the laundries across the 5 boroughs.
Hey everyone, super chats are welcome. Looks like YouTube is throttling the stream, being that it's against Amazon. We've seen that before happen to us, so it's nothing new. But like I said, hit the like button, share the stream. Super chats welcome. Thank you.
Saturday, March 6th. And what time is it? What time is it, John North?
It's 11. It's going to be 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, March 6th, on Allen Street. And if you need more information, Sean Dorr, raise your hand. He's got some flyers. Thank you so much. I hope to see y'all there, some of y'all. Next up, Brother Omar Ali Clay from the December 12th movement. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Where's the fight gonna be? In the streets. Where the people at? In the streets. Where's the fight gonna be? In the streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Amazon workers. A union is a human right. Gotta stand up and fight. In the words of our brother Fred Hampton, where there's people, there's power. Where there's people, 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 where there's people. We never heard of Ferguson before until the people rose up. People didn't even know about Bessemer. They had to look it up in Wikipedia. They didn't know about Bessemer, but they know about Bessemer now. They know about Bessemer now because where there's people, every year on May 19th, we come here in the spirit of Malcolm X and we shut down 125th Street. So people remember that Malcolm taught about human rights and self-determination and the fight against racism. We didn't have to tell Whole Foods, you're going to close too. So we're going to, in the words of one of our liberation fighters, Brother Khalid Muhammad, he said, we're not going to be long, but we're going to be strong. We're not going to be long, but we're going to be strong. We're not going to be long, but we're going to be strong. And so I want y'all to join me, join us, join each other in one of the tactics that we do on May 19th. In the spirit of Bessemer, in the spirit of workers, in the spirit of unity, we're going to shut down the intersection. We're going to shut it down and let the people know that Bessemer's not alone. That we are Bessemer. Yeah, who's Bessemer?
We are Bessemer.
Who's Bessemer?
We are Bessemer.
We are Bessemer. We are Bessemer. And where there's people, so I want our brothers who have the flags, right here, single file, we're going to march and shut down this intersection. We got it? I want all of our security to be on point, right behind this flag. Where's the other flag? Open it up, bring it right here. We ain't going to be long. We ain't going to be long. We ain't going to be long. Because where there's people, where there's people, where there's people. So, two abreast behind the flag. Two abreast. That's the banner, right in the mark. Right in the mark. Put up. Bring it up. Behind there. And to the brothers and sisters And the Workers' Assembly Against Racism, straight ahead. To the Coalition of Black Trade Unions, straight ahead. We don't stay together. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't to think the end, we gonna stay together. We don't bring workers and the community together. One struggle. Where there's people,
This is Harlem, New York, 125th Street and Lenox Avenue, Malcolm X Boulevard.
two abreast. Two abreast. Two abreast. Security gets two abreast. Two abreast. Listen up. We're gonna march two abreast. We're not done yet. There's still work to be done. We're not done yet. There's still work to be done. Pay attention. Two abreast. Line up behind the red, black, and green. We're not done yet. There's still work to be done. Right to the train. No. Let's go. Two abreast behind the flag and the banner. Two abreast. Two abreast. Let's go. Security, I need you on point. Security on point.
Vincent, you're doing your circle. Once you get here, make your circle.
Let's go. Two abreast. People. We're there's people. Where there's people. Where there's people. Where there's people. Where there's people. In whose street? In whose street? Where there's people. Where there's people. In whose street? Whose street? Where there's people. Where there's people. Where there's people. In whose street?
Our street.
Our street. There's power. There's power.
Where there's people. Whose street?
Our street.
Whose street?
Our street.
Whose street? Where there's people. Where there's people.
There's power.
In whose street?
Our street.
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 Where there's people. Where there's people. Where there's people. In whose street? Whose street? Whose street? Where there's people. Where there's people.
Close it. There's power. Close it. There's power. Close it.
Black power. Black history. In Harlem. Black power. Black history. In Harlem. Who's Harlem? Who's Harlem? Who's Harlem? Never give up. Never give up. Black history in the street. And Women's History Month is tomorrow. To all our sisters, straight ahead. Straight ahead. And never give up. Be the fire this time. All right? Go home safely, straight ahead. Thank you.
Get into some good trouble. All right. I'm on time, bro. Capture the video.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Okay.
Flyers about Thursday. Anybody got flyers about Thursday?
It's going to be a downpour.
And Park Avenue. Anybody got?
Excuse me. You gave me one of those, right? Okay. Yeah. I think I have one. How are you?
I can give you a statement.
You want to tell me?
Yeah. Jeff Bezos. Listen, instead of giving millions to charity, how about giving your workers a minimum wage of $15 an hour? How about doing that? What could be more charitable than that? To give your workers a minimum $15 an hour wage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? That's charity. In other words, keep your millions provided you give your workers that work for you a living wage, $15 an hour. That's charity.
What do you think about the unions?
And yes, the unions. The unions are the backbone of this country. Listen, I'm old enough to remember when the unions had cabinet positions in Washington, D.C. Okay, with A. Philip Randolph and the old unions. Okay? And to the president, support the unions. Okay? And all you businessmen, small businessmen, when you make your business plan, you should put in there allowances for $15 an hour for your workers. Okay? And at the end of the year, share the profits.
Can you tell me why it's so important that they unionize?
Important that they unionize? Because in union, that's strength. Okay? That's strength. That's what built this country. Okay? And that's why the corporate sector sent the jobs overseas for cheap labor. So there should be not only unions nationally, it should be internationally. So that in China, the wage should be similar to what the standard of living is. And each country has a different standard of living. So the wages should be that for the people.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
And that's Deacon Ken Radcliffe, the Isaiah Project, Inc. Thank you.
How are you?
Okay, all right.
Are you the same as him?
No. No. Yeah. Excuse me? You mind if I ask you a couple questions? Mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Anybody? Can you just tell me a little bit about the recent union busting tactics by Amazon?
Yes. My name is Carl Cook, and I'm part of Social Service Employees Union Local 371, one of the vice presidents. It came to our attention because, again, we are local on the District Council 37, and all fights is our fight. When we heard about the union busting tactic, it was just deplorable. We believe every member, every local should have a right to organize and come together. We found it despicable that Amazon will offer their workers $2,000 to quit, then to come back, the promise to come back after the vote is over. That's classic case of union busting. It should be the workers' right to be able to form a union and organize. That should be their right, and the management, the employer, should not interfere with that.
Absolutely. And I also heard about the posters in the bathrooms and along the halls. What about the flyers that were sent in the mail with to vote no? pretty much instructing them to vote no, and that union will be a bad thing for them. Basically.
Yes, again, that's another one of Amazon's and other organizations around the nation scare tactics to prevent workers from organizing. And if unions are not a bad thing, when they work collectively with labor and union, things work out. And again, with better wages and everything, that was just a horrible tactic of them going to the extreme to get workers not to organize, putting them in the bathroom, even threatening them with termination, even promotion if they do not join the union. So that just was a bad thing.
What's next from here?
What's next from here? With support the workers down in Alabama to hopefully and prayerfully they organize and come together. And we want to see this replicated throughout the nation, that they organize. So this, like one of the speakers said, this is one step to get workers organized, not only in Amazon, the Uber drivers and every place else. That's the goal. Where there's a fight, our brothers and sisters in labor, we all will be there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, where are you broadcast from? How can I find you?
We're on YouTube. I'm live right now. Yep, Status Coup. All right, thank you. All right, so this is wrapped up here. I am pretty wet from the rain, so I'm gonna probably get out of here, cut out soon. Let me just check the feed. I know, like I said before, YouTube is kind of not letting this the stream be seen. It's always when we come to these anti-Amazon rallies.
All right.
Meanwhile, he's a platinum AARP cardholder. So am I. So am I. Just save your money, that's all.
All right, everyone, I'm signing off. I'll be around this week. A couple of things happening in New York City, so be on the lookout for a text. We'll let you know when we're going live. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right.